देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तन हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदनति श्रुतसताम्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भक् भक्ति उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्ट की. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto, seventh chapter, verse 37 and 38. Verse number 37. Lokapala uchu drashtam ki no dragvi sar सत ग्रहस्त्वं प्रत्यक दृष्टा दर्शयते येन विश्वम माया हि एषा भवदीया हि भूमन् यस्त्वं सृष्टः पंचभीर भासी भूते. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The governors of various planets spoke as follows. Dear Lord, we believe only in our direct perception, and therefore we see you as a creation of the material world. But under the circumstances, we do not know whether we have actually seen you with our material senses. By our material senses, we can simply perceive the cosmic manifestation. But you are beyond the five elements, you are the sixth element. Purport. The governor of various planets are certainly materially opulent and very puffed up. Such persons are unable to understand the transcendental, eternal form of the Lord. In Brahm Samhita, it is stated that only the person who have anointed their eyes with the love of Godhead can see the personality of Godhead in every step of their activity. Also, in the prayers of Kunti, it is stated only those who are akinchan gocharam, who are not materially puffed up, can see the supreme personality of Godhead, and others are bewildered, cannot even think of absolute truth. Verse number 38. Yogeshwarah uchu preyanate anyo astya mutastvai prabho vishwatmani akshena pathagya atmana तथापि भक्त्येष तयोप धावताम अन्य ananya vratyanu vatsala. Translation. The great mystic said, Dear Lord, person who sees you as not different from themselves, knowing that you are the super soul of all living entities, are certainly very, very dear to you. You are very favorable towards those who engage in the devotional service, accepting you as the Lord and themselves as a servant. By your mercy, you are always inclined in their favor. Purport. It is indicated in this verse that the monist and the great mystic knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead as one. This oneness is not misunderstanding that a living entity is equal in every aspect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This monism is based on the pure knowledge as described and confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Priyo hi agnino tayartham aham sachamam priyah. The Lord says that those who are advanced in the transcendental knowledge and know the science of Krishna consciousness are very dear to him. He is also very dear to them. Those who are actually in the perfect knowledge of science of God know that the living entities are superior energy of the Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord. This is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. The material energy is inferior and the living entities are superior energy. Energy and energetic are non-different. Therefore, the energies possesses the same quality as energetic. The person who are in the full knowledge of the personality of Godhead, analyzing his different energies and knowing their own constitutional position, are certainly very, very dear to the Lord. The persons, however, who may not even be conversant with the knowledge of Supreme Personality, but who always think of the Lord with a love and faith, feeling that He is a great and they are His part and parcels, ever His servitors are even more favored by Him. The particular significance of this verse is that Lord is addressed as Vatsala. Vatsala means always favorably disposed. The Lord's name is Bhakta Vatsal. The Lord is famous as a Bhakta Vatsal, which means that He is always favorably inclined to the devotee, whereas He is never addressed anywhere in Vedic literature as Gyani Vatsala. Om Ajnanam Timrandhasya Jnananjana Chakshunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Chaitanyamishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhuteswami Tathamayam Tadati Suvaranti Vanchakalpasya Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity by making these notes of these two verses to purify myself, and please forgive me if I add my own interpretation while sharing these notes. So here in couple of verses we have been seeing that the different personality in the universe, one after another, they are speaking about their own realization about how Lord Vishnu look like to them as per whatever they can realize. And each of them, they are glorifying the different aspect of Lord Vishnu. And here now it was the turn of Lokpalas, the governors of the different planets. So they say that they can only know about Lord Vishnu with their materialized aspect. But since Lord Vishnu is a creator of this material world, he must be beyond this material world. So they assuming he is beyond the Panchatattva, so he's the sixth tattva, sixth element. So they are addressing Lord Vishnu that you are made of a sixth element. They were speculating. They don't know, right? So they know that he's some superhuman, but they are not able to figure out who actually Lord Vishnu is. So this is like, okay, and therefore you are a creation of this material world, but we don't know what kind of element you are built with. So Lokpalas only knows about the material world. Here it is, we can know that, like, they don't know beyond the material world. So that's why they're saying, oh, you may be made out of the sixth element. They're addressing Lord Vishnu. So whenever Lord incarnates, he appears through a detailed arrangement of his Yog Maya. It is confirmed in Bhagavatam. So whenever Lord descends, just like a VIP, right? If some VIP is coming, before he comes, so many other personality comes and they make some arrangement to fulfill the purpose of that particular VIP coming. So in the same way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead going somewhere, that means descending here, is when he's coming here, he's not simply alone. So he's coming into this material world, and when he's coming into this material world, obviously Lord is transcendental. So he will not be made out of this material energy for sure. He will not have the material body as we have. He will have the transcendental body of the Vishuddha Sattva. Maybe he is here in this material world, but As a Paramatma, he is already everywhere. But we cannot see him when he's not, like currently, right? We don't have any incarnation in front of our eyes. So we cannot see him with this material eyes. But when he incarnates, then he can be seen with the same material eyes by his inconceivable mystic potency of Yogmaya. He becomes visible to material eyes. So just like some big boss of a big company, he goes on some site visit, all his big managers follows him. So similarly, God is also person, and when he comes with all his energy, even this material energy that also belongs to him only. So this, when he comes, then this material energy also serves him. Right? For example, some PM is visiting to some state. Obviously, the CM of that state will go and serve him on the stage and other activities. So when Lord descends, then how this material energy serves him? It gives the visual effect to the material eyes of the people, whoever is present that time when Lord descends. So when normal soul is coming in this material world, that soul basically forgets everything. But when Lord incarnates, he does not incarnate in a limited material body. He always incarnates in his Virat Roop. Even though Lord comes down, but he comes down as he is. But and still this material energy is giving chance everyone to see Lord, but we can see that all the living entities, they don't accept him as a Lord. They don't get the mercy. They don't see the transcendental form of the Lord. Even when Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, so many demons were there and they were attacking, because though they have been given the eyesight to see him materially, but they were not appreciating him. So when Krishna comes from Golok Vrindavan, then all expansion of the Lord also required to come in this material world. They are there in his body. So this is a subject matter. Unless one accept the inconceivable potency of the Lord, it is very difficult to understand the transcendental Lord and how he does not take this material body like how we take the material body. So when we take this material body, our soul is captured by the material body and influenced by this material nature and material body. But when Krishna comes to this material world, everything, including this material energy, serves him. He comes in this material world, but he cannot fall down as we fall down. Why? Because the material energy is working under his will, Krishna's will. Krishna is the master. And for Krishna, even material energy is also acting as a spiritual energy. So now this total material energy of the Lord also serving him. And what way it should serve him? That is the Yog Maya's arrangement to make material eyes to see the Lord. This is how the material energy is serving. But everyone cannot see the transcendental form of the Lord. If one's eye is rubbed with love for Krishna, then only that person will be able to see him. So we can guess that okay, Krishna was not known as a god when he was on this planet as he is known now after leaving him. just like Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was on this planet, and when you see him doing a small activities that time in the videos, he looked like an ordinary person. But when now after his departing, if we put all together all those activities, then we can think, oh, what he has done. The total activity, then we can see some different perspective. Who was Srila Prabhupada? Oh, what he has done. So similarly, when Krishna already departed from this material world, Aprakat, then we realize more about him. He is more popular now. So in this way, to understand the glories of the Lord, to understand who is this person who was in our midst, of course, the extraordinary activities when Krishna lifted Govardhan, then everybody got impression that there is an extraordinary super personality. But showing power is not the real transcendental aspect of the Lord. The real transcendental aspect of the Lord, even when he was lifting the Govardhan, he was reciprocating with Brajvasis. So not all the living entities present that time on the earth was on the level of the Brajvasis. So many was thinking, oh, small boy, he lifted Govardhan. He might be so powerful. He might have some special mercy of Vishnu, but he is a still boy. So all the boys were, all the living entity, all the human beings were not thinking like he was the supreme personality of Godhead only. But Brajvasis did not think at all. They are not thinking in terms of omnipotency or Krishna might be God or must be God. They were just loving him. The only life and soul of their life was Krishna only. And they were so much absorbed in Krishna's loving relationship. So now in Kali Yuga, when Krishna is not visible to our eyes, how we can uh, appreciate his beauty? So the option is Prabhupada installed so many deities following bona fide process as given the scriptures. And such deities are being taken care nicely with some rules and regulation. And but imagine like even like more merciful than the deities is the Nam avatar. No puja, nothing is required. So anybody is chanting Hare Krishna, immediately Krishna enters installed on his tongue. And when he stopped chanting, Krishna uninstalled. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna installed. When he stopped chanting, uninstalled. So when we chant, this Shakti Avesh enters. And when we stop, then it goes out. So this Shakti Avesh only manifest and unmanifest. Aprakat Nam is always there. He is eternal. There is no beginning or there is no ending of it. But the manifestation has beginning and ending. And we are very fortunate. All this knowledge is provided by Prabhupada to us, and we can appreciate. Okay, if Krishna is not there, or what is the qualification to see the Krishna? Our eyes must be smeared with the love, and we should have knowledge about it, about the deities, about the Nam Avatar. So we are very fortunate. We are taking advantage of it, and we are making our life successful.